Howdy y'all, thank you for joining me today for this unboxing of Marvel Champions the Card Game Hero Pack, Black Panther. And of course this is the Shuri Black Panther. This lets you know it's a pre-built deck, so this is a pre-con that's ready to go, straight out of the box. You can change it if you have cards, otherwise you can just, and we're going to test that because we're going to actually play this solo against Black Widow and see how the deck goes unchanged. Let you know that you're going to have some new cards here for your Marvel Champions Hero deck, and a Nemesis set with Claw being the arch nemesis for Black Panther. I will admit I do not know much about Shuri or his sister. I am a huge, as a kid, I loved Black Panther. Didn't really follow Black Panther once it wasn't T'Challa. So, I'm going to be curious to see what this, and I'm hoping we see the same thing, because I'm opening this. This came out with Silk at the same time, and I'm hoping to see with this that it has also a Thunderbolts Nemesis encounter, or I keep wanting to say Nemesis, that it has a Thunderbolts encounter set that can be added to either that scenario where you're using Thunderbolts or just an extra encounter set. So I love that. I love it when they do that, so I'm always going to rave about it when they do it. But let's get right into it, because you're not here to hear me flap my gums. You want to see what's in this deck. There is a sticker here that I already pre-cut. It'll let you know if you see that broken, that whether your package may or may not have been tampered with. But you can also check, because when you open it, you should have a sealed deck of cards. And then also, don't forget to look under this flap and grab this. I see so many people throw it away, so I always just like to warn people about it. And what this is it's going to just be, and I know I'm zoomed way in, but it's just going to be a poster of this. And actually, I just realized I'm about to flip this over, but it's going to be a poster of this. And on the other side, it's going to be some rules, but I like to make a prediction. I just got carried away with one opening these up. I like to make a prediction of what the character deck is going to be. Without knowing the character, that's a hard prediction for me to make. Yeah, I just don't know enough about the character. I want to say aggression, because we haven't seen an aggression one for a bit. I don't think, right? Yeah, we haven't seen an aggression deck for a bit. So I'm going to make a prediction about aggression, because we haven't seen one for a while, and just thinking of Black Panther. Now, knowing the character from the movies and what little bit I've seen in the comics, I know she's supposed to be kind of a tech, so I'm expecting some tech stuff in here, even though we saw some in the Silk, if you want to go check that one out. Yeah, I'm going to make a guess about aggression. It's going to show us on the other side. That's the reason I was waiting, but here we go. Oh, I was way off. It's Justice. I mean, I wanted to say Justice just because it made more sense with Black Panther. But I just don't know enough about this Black Panther to know if that's what it was going to be. And we've seen so many Justice decks lately. I guess really there's only so much you can do with aggression, which I'm fine with this because I like Justice. Justice is my second favorite deck to play, so I'm actually fine with this. Or aspect, I should say. Other than that, all it's going to have is other keywords or rules you may need if you only have like base game or something and maybe haven't gotten some stuff that has some of these other key words or something. All right, enough talk. Let's get right into this. Let me cut this open and zoom in so we can look at these cards. All right, so right off the bat, let's go ahead and switch to our Alter Ego and look at it. So first off, let's talk about hand size and hit points. This will let it focus. There we go. So hand size 6, typical. Hit points 11, so one more than average. So, seems good. We have 4 recovery. I like the 4 recoveries. They're typically 3, so that's a good recovery. Genius and Wakanda. Inventor, action, exhaust Shuri. Search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it. That lets us know right there. I'm about to say she'd have to be tech-based. Most of that I know from the movies, but I have seen her in the comics from time to time, and she's usually got the Wakanda tech. So I was expecting some tech cards here. Maybe this will be my tech deck I've been wanting to build for a bit. I keep building them, and they just keep failing. But anyways, search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it. So even if you don't want to go a tech deck, you can at least go get your Black Panther upgrades. I'm assuming this is going to be also a revisit onto the Black Panther character. It's probably going to act similar to it. So, and that is another character I've never played. I'm a Black Panther fan. I just, for some reason, have never built a Black Panther deck. I don't know why. Now to think of it. I don't know. Just never got around to it, I guess. And play it. Reducing its resource cost by 2. That's pretty good. I know. I butchered that all up. Let's read through it. But yeah, search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it, reducing its resource cost by 2. Limit once per round. I mean, a lot of the upgrades are 2 and 3, so I mean, getting to play that for free. Granted, you have to exhaust her, so it's one less attack or thwart coming in or recovery, but I like it. That's really good. I am going to say before we go further on this, between these on Silk and Shuri, both of them coming out at the same time, or Silk and Black Panther in this case, this is the one I'm looking forward to. Because like I said, I was a Black Panther fan. I'm not a fan of just Shuri and Silk. Like, not a fan, not saying not a fan like I don't like them, just don't read them. But I read Black Panther when I was a kid. So out of the two, if I had to choose, this is the deck I was looking forward to playing. So I'm hoping, and already just reading that, I like it. I like it. So I'm going to stop talking about it because I'm just excited about already what I could just already see potential of this deck. And its justice, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We'll see. Typically, that means the opposite. It means once I play them, I end up liking the other character more in the playthrough of just their initial decks. But here we go. We got the hero side. It just goes to the hand size stays at 5, so the hit point stays at 11. Hand size goes to 5, which is typical for the hero side. 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense, all with some special response. What is the special response? Well, first off, Wakanda. So, other than Wakanda and Genius, there's not very many things you're going to be able to do with this one as far as like using the traits. As a response, after Black Panther uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. Yeah, so kind of a take on, from what I remember on the original Black Panther. It's going to be a way of triggering triggering her Black Panther upgrades. So it's just, hers should be a lot more tech oriented, whereas I think the original was just a lot of ways of doing damage and scheming. But here we go. We're going to go to her 15 cards that make her unique, or that you have to have in the deck if you're playing. And right off the bat, we have who I'm a fan of, T'Challa. 4 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack with something special. 3 hit points. Genius Wakanda. Hero response, after T'Challa uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. I'm assuming they went this way because if I remember the original Black Panther correctly, you had a way that you could sit there and just trigger all your things. Here they're being very specific because I also knew there was a lot of infinite combos you could do with the original Black Panther. So I'm assuming this is just a way of kind of chilling that out a little bit, but also keeping it just as strong. So we have the Clawed Strike, 2 cost event here, attack, hero action attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy, resolve the special ability of 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. Can't wait to see these upgrades. This is probably the threat remover. Yep, on the prowl, 2 cost event, thwart, hero action, thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme, resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade you control. Probably be 2 or 3 of those. Wakanda Forever, which was the broken Black Panther card if I remember right. 1 cost event, hero action, resolve the special ability on each Black Panther upgrade you control in any order. I think that's what the original one said. I could be wrong though. Vibranium, resource, 2 wild. I mean, that seems really good. Yeah, this is, if I remember right, this is in the Black Panther deck. And actually, not if I remember, I'm pretty sure it was Shuri that was the ally in there. And the Wakanda Forever, there were multiples of, and now there's only 1 of. And actually, I don't remember. I think he had, yeah, I think he's had a bunch of Wakanda Forever so you could trigger all your stuff. So they gave her this. So, and actually, yeah, I'm just remembering everything with Black Panther now. And this is way stronger from Black Panther from what I remember. Because I think he's had Retaliate with his original and he's had Go Get a card. Whereas now you're going to be able to play a card. So, and do it cheaper. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, it's all this is bringing it back to me. I guess I should have went and pulled the deck out before doing all this. I'll probably do that during the playthrough. Do some comparisons. All right, we have the Elephant's Trunk here, a 2-cost support. Alter Ego action, exhaust the Elephant's Trunk and up to 2 other Wakanda allies and or supports you control. Draw 1 card for each card exhausted this way. So this is basically her alter ego. I think his let him draw cards from what I remember also. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of comparisons because it means Black Panther, Black Panther. But I think I'm liking this one more. Especially if I always felt cheesy. I think that's the real reason I never built one is I heard it was broken and you could build some infinite combos and I just didn't want to play something busted. I like to be challenged in the game. So I think that's the reason I never did it. Queen Ramonda, 1-cost support. Alter Ego action, exhaust Queen Ramonda, heal damage from an Alter Ego with the Wakanda trait equal to that Alter Ego's recovery. Once again, triggering with this, so you can do this Alter Ego. And I like any of these Alter Ego cards when they have them, because it makes that Alter Ego side of your character awesome. And then I already talked about this in the Silk one, but just in case you didn't watch it, I am loving the way they're making it to where it felt like when I first started this game, Alter Ego form, you had these abilities, you wanted to be in alter ego form for the better draw and get all this stuff done and do extra stuff. And it just felt like a lot of characters went away from that. And you would go in alter ego only every so often or in certain situations. But lately it seems like they're going deeper into that. No. You want to be in alter ego form back and forth. So, and this is just making it even more so. I like that. 1-cost upgrade. And like I said, I'm sure I'm going to butcher these names. Aja Adana. It's her title, okay. As an action, exhaust Aja Adana. Shuffle 1 identity-specific card from your discard pile to your deck. So if you lose some of those upgrades or it got discarded or you had to use the resources away to get them back, get those attacks back, get those resources back, actually. No, I liked it. That's a good card. That is a really good card. And I like that you can do it in either form. 2-cost upgrade. Here we go. We should start seeing these upgrades now. The Kimoyo beads. Black Panther tech, special thwart. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. You may discard this card to confuse an enemy. So, it's just letting you do 1. But granted, you're also going to be able to trigger these every time you attack. So that's like doing an extra thwart. And then I'm getting shades of Psylocke here, where you could do the thing, and then also you can get rid of this to do the thing again, or to do something better with the thing. So, definitely a different take on what they did. We got the Panther Claws here, 2-cost upgrade. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. You may discard this card to deal 3 additional damage to the enemy. If you do, this attack gains piercing. So, once again, just adding that to attack. So, basically, it's like she has a 3 thwart or 3 attack, because you can trigger that when doing these, or when you're defending, get to do some damage in thwart. Actually, I definitely want to play this one. This actually sounds fun. 2-cost upgrade, Spider Bites. Choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with that player. Ultron beware. You may discard this card to stun each of those enemies. My only issue with some of these about you may discard this, do it is I'm one of those people, I would just always feel like I would never do it. I would never use that second ability because I'd be wanting to trigger all the other stuff. But, alright. 2-cost upgrade, Vibranium Suit. It's a special attack. Move 1 damage from your hero to an enemy. You may discard this card to give your hero a tough status card. So basically it's another way of doing some damage. And get rid of toughness because you could basically just pop him for an additional 1 or pop them. All right, so we're going into the Justice cards now because that was the 15 cards you have to have in your deck. And right off the bat here, we have Manifold here. 3-cost ally with 2 hit points. He's got 2 thwart, 1 attack. As a response, after Manifold enters play, choose a player. That player searches their deck and discard pile for a player's side scheme and adds it to their hand. The person I play with will probably end up putting that in their cable deck because that seems pretty good, actually. And I mean, you're going to get at least 4, which 3 for 4 thwart off seems good. All right, Infiltration, 1-cost event, thwart, hero action thwart. Choose a number from 1 to 5. Discard that many cards from the top of the encounter deck. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each card discarded this way. Put 1 minion discarded this way into play engaged with you. I do and I don't like it. I like it because it's any scheme, right? I like it if you're going for the side schemes. I don't like it if there's no side schemes in play. Only because you're milling through that deck. But I guess if you have it in a Justice deck, now to think of it, do you really care if you get through the encounter deck quicker? Because you can most likely take care of the schemes anyway, or the acceleration thing anyways. No, yeah, I like it. More I'm thinking about it, it's just different. And then you have to worry about the minion that you might have to take care of, but in some of these decks, you're not going to have a minion to have to worry about because they don't have that many minions, so your chance of hitting one kind of slim. No, it's cool. All right, we got a new player side scheme here. Let's see it. Going Undercover. This one does have victory on it. When defeated, the defeating player looks at the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. They may add 1 non-scenario specific card from among those to the victory display, then place the rest on the top and or bottom of the... I like it. And it's 4 threats, so you're going to easily be able to pull that one off. I like this one a lot because it can let you get rid of Shadows of the Past or let you get rid of a card you're really worried about. It's 4, so you're typically going to be able to pull that off pretty easily with a Justice deck. And then plus, if you looked at them and you know you can handle everything, you can put them back on top and already know. Yeah, there's so many things I like about this card. This card's really good. I like it. We got another player side scheme here. Show of Empathy. Victory pile also Forced Interrupt. When threat is removed from this scheme, place that threat on a non-elite minion. If that minion has threat on it equal to or greater than its remaining hit points, add Show of Empathy to the victory display and attach 1 set-aside copy of Redemption to that minion. I'm guessing Redemption is something we're going to see later in this deck. As I was reading that, I was thinking it's probably going to do something where you get to make that minion come basically your ally, and I'm assuming that's what Redemption's going to do. So I'm going to set this aside so we remember it, but yeah, if so, I like this card a lot. The Raft. I want to say this is already out there, but I could be very wrong. 2-cost, support, location shield, response after a minion leaves play, tuck it under here from the encounter discard pile. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme. If there are at least 4 minions here, deal 1 random minion here to any player as a face-down encounter card. So basically putting them in jail, or the Raft, if you know the comics. And another card that does some tucking. If you go watch the Silk playthrough, we were kind of talking about that. There it is. 1-cost upgrade, Invisibility Gear. Play under any player's control. Max once per player. When an enemy, as an interrupt, when an enemy would attack you, discard Invisibility Gear. That enemy schemes instead. I mean, I like it. I like anything that's toolbox, really. And this is very toolbox because it also isn't something that you have to hold in your hand. You have to put it out, actually, before you can trigger it. And then you can just sit there until the time when you need it. Like, hey, yeah, I don't really need to take damage this turn because we've already cleaned up all the threat off that scheme. So let's just go ahead and let him scheme. Him or her scheme. Yeah, I like it. I like this a lot, actually. Visibility Gear seems pretty good. Sonic Rifle, I'm pretty sure that's one also, because it's going to confuse if I remember right. I'm pretty sure it's a reprint. 3-cost upgrade. Tech weapon. Restricted. Uses. Restricted means you can only have 2 restricted cards that have the keyword restricted in play at a time. And uses means there's 2 counters on there, and once those counters are gone, It gets discarded. Hero action, exhaust sonic rifle and remove 1 charge counter from it. Confuse an enemy. Deal 3 damage to that enemy instead if it's already confused. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a reprint, which I think I have in my Venom deck. I could be wrong, but I think I do. Sting Operation, 2-cost upgrade. Preparation, I like preparation cards. Tactic, max 1 per player. As a response, after a non-elite minion schemes, discard Sting Operation and discard that minion. I like this one a lot. Granted, it's got to be non-elite, so it's not going to take out anyone amazing, but the idea that you have this already prepped out there, you happen to get a minion on you, you don't want to waste your time attacking them, switch on over to alter ego form so that they will scheme, and boom. You just get to just knock out that minion without having to do damage to them. No, I like this card. All right, now we're going to get into the basic cards. Anika, 3-cost ally. 1 thwart, 2 attack with something with a response. 3 hit points. As a response, after Anika uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje. Oh yeah, because that's one of her keywords. So she's probably going to have, let me finish the card. Then Dora Milaje ally, then she's got a special, remove 1 threat from the scheme. So this plays into the way this deck's going to be doing things anyway. So you're going to be triggering stuff, and then now you get to have also some other side triggers. I like the idea of that for this deck. I don't think there's any previous ones though. If there are, I don't remember them, but we have Ayo, 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points, so all the same here. Response, after Ayo uses a basic power, resolve the special ability, and this one deal damage to an ally. So I'm assuming these are all going to be exactly the same, because they even got the same background, so I like that, with just different specials. 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, so not exactly the same, because this is one of those. As a response, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally. The special here is choose a Wakanda hero or ally. They get +1 thwart and +1 attack till the end of the phase. End of the phase, not end of round, end of phase, but cool. Yeah, I like the idea of it being with the Black Panther. It's also that whole sisterhood thing. And actually, I take it back. These were not the ones. I was thinking of something else in those books. I thought it was going to be that whole sisterhood. I think they all came with the Domino deck, so I should have known that this wasn't what it was talking about. I just thought it might, because in the Domino book, Shuri was part with all of them. So, but I think in the Domino deck it came with Shuri. But sorry about that. All right, we got Heart of the Panther here. 2-cost event, Wakanda. Team up, Black Panther and or T'Challa, and Black Panther and or Shuri. That way you can go into the original Black Panther deck if you want to. Max 1 per deck. Hero action, search your deck and discard pile for a Black Panther upgrade and put it into play. Resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades you control in any order. Seems good. All right. We got another player side scheme here. Build support. It's 1 cost. Victory. When defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a support with a cost of 3 or less and put it in play. I mean, I like any of these. Like, all players get to put stuff into play, and this is a support. Putting supports into play. That's going to be extra resources you can spend, or yeah, no. In this case, like, all those alter ego ones too. Yeah, no, this is good. I like this because it gets all those alter ego cards out, which are always so powerful anyways. Yeah, I like these. I like these ones that just let you put stuff into play. Then we get the typical in every decks. All right, we got a card here. It's a support, so we can go get with that card. Is actual Dora Milaje. Hope I'm saying that right. 3-cost support. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has the Wakanda trait. Oh, so she gets to play it for free. or Black Panther. No, I like that. As an action, exhaust Dora Milaje. Resolve the special ability on one Dora Milaje ally and heal 1 damage from that ally. I like it. With this, you would have it with those sisters or those Dora Milajes. Yeah, I like it. We did not see that card that goes with this, probably underneath this, but here we go. We got the obligation here, T'Challa's Shadow. Give to the Shuri player. Uses 4 doubt counters. And then it goes into the victory pile when it gets discarded. Increase the resource cost of each card you play by 1. Forced response. After you thwart, attack, or defend, remove 1 doubt counter from here. So you have to actually go out and do stuff. I like the idea of it because she's probably, yeah, I mean, even going by the name. I don't know why I'm saying probably. She's doubting that she should not be the Black Panther, so she's living in T'Challa's shadow. So she has doubt. I like the way they handle this. She has to go out and do stuff. She has to thwart, attack, defend. She has to go do her basic stuff. It doesn't even have to be basic. She just has to go do that stuff to remove that doubt. Beautiful. I like it. It's I can see that as having to don that mantle and live up to the name of Black Panther. So she's going to have these doubts. And then, of course, you go and get rid of it, and now you don't have those doubts because you proved you should be the new Black Panther. Yes, I like this. This is cool. That just adds more to the story of what you're doing. So that would be the obligation of going to the encounter deck. The deck's done. This is the pre-con deck. Now we're going to go into the Nemesis, which Claw. So we have now the Nemesis of Claw. But if you're going against Claw as the villain, then you wouldn't have to worry about it, right? Because Claw as the villain means that the Nemesis couldn't come into play because Claw's already out. But let's go ahead and look at this. 2 scheme, 0 attack with a response, 6 hit points, Elite Masters of Evil. The forced interrupt is when Claw attacks, give him 1 boost card for this activation. So it's only when he attacks and he gets the boost cards. It's like villainous, half villainous. Cool. So far, not bad. I mean, I feel like Nemesis are a lot worse. Manipulated music. When revealed, find music and put her into play engaged with you. When defeated, discard music from play. So it just gives you another way to get rid of it. You can just thwart instead of having to fight music. So I'm assuming here she is, or M-U-S-I-C. 0 scheme, 0 attack, 1 hit point. When revealed, find manipulated music and put it into play. When defeated, move all threat from manipulated music to the main scheme. I get it. So you want to thwart it because you could attack, knock her out, no problem. But then you're throwing 5 threat on the main scheme. But if the main scheme can handle it, why not, right? Well, actually, and then you could save the 1 damage because you'd be better off if you could just thwart the 5. You're going to thwart the 5 scheme off the main scheme anyways. You would just go and take care of that. The Scream. Treachery. When revealed, stun each character you control. Deal 1 damage to each of those characters that was already stunned. Ooh. Do not like that. I was like, this ain't that bad for a Nemesis, but stunning all your stuff? And then the boost is you are stunned. If you were already stunned, take a damage. All right, that's it. And then it even says right there, the redemption card we're looking for is underneath this. So what's going to be underneath this, and we can already kind of see, actually, it was another Justice card underneath there, but what's going to be underneath this is going to be other cards that you can just mix into your deck if you're going to change the aspect. Of course, we just saw what looked like another Justice card. And then, of course, we're going to see the redemption cards. And if it's anything like the Silk deck, we should see a Thunderbolt encounter set, which would be cool. I hope they're putting one in every single one of these decks for this. That'd be kind of cool. All right. And that's all that tells you is this. Everything behind here doesn't go with the pre-built deck. That way, if you're new and you don't know any better, it just gives you some other cards that work with the character and do stuff with the character. And then let you know there's also a deck list on here, which if you wanted to rebuild this deck and you just didn't remember everything that was in the deck, you can rebuild it straight right here. All right. Oh, yeah, that's why they're Justice. That makes sense. So these are the redemption cards we want to see. And the redemption cards, this is where it comes from, this show of empathy, because if you could trigger that and see if it does what we think, I'm assuming making it to where you can make them into an ally. It's an upgrade, linked, show of empathy. Yeah, it means you can't have these, you can't get this without doing the show of empathy card. Victory 0, take control of attached minion and treat it as a redeemed ally. With a blank text box, its thwart is equal to its printed scheme, and it takes 1 consequential damage after it thwarts or attacks. Yeah, I like it. I like the idea of it. Only one of them, so you go. I was about to say, if they give you 2 of these, you can just be redeeming allies all. No, just 1. But that's still cool. I like it. White Wolf here. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack. 2 consequence stars on the thwart, no consequence stars on the attack. So you want to use it for attacking. Oh, but he's got a special response here. What is that? 3 hit points. After White Wolf attacks, place 1 threat on the main scheme. So he's going to be, yeah, you get, he takes no consequence damage for attacking, but he adds 1 threat. I like that. I was like, do we just get another Yondu? But no. But I mean, most likely you're going to have an ally that can get rid of 1 threat at least. So being able to have an ally that can constantly attack for 2. And if you beat that up even more. No, sounds cool. Target Spotter. 1 cost support, Persona Shield. Another shield card. Uses 2 target counters. Interrupt. When a minion would engage a player, remove 1 target counter from here. That minion cannot activate until the end of the phase. Engage that minion. So basically like a temporary stun. Basically makes it where you can engage other people's minions. So then you can just go attack their minion, engage them. That's going to make them now engage that minion, like I just said. And then now you just stun them. But it goes away at the end of the phase. So the only thing I can think of is those cards that, the cards that basically say, like the treacheries, blah blah blah, and all their minion and all minions attack you, or this minion attacks you. That's the only thing I can think of, right? I might just not. It might just be my brain not thinking of this right. I'm not a fan of this one, because not just because I can't figure it out or anything. It's just, it just seems very, very situational. And if you watch my videos, I am not a fan of very, very situational cards. So, I mean, I could also see the use of, like, if you are playing against something that has quick strike or something, or just even using it. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking too hard on this. The can't activate till the end of the phase. I guess the other part is engaging that minion. So that makes it basically, you can just basically engage that other minion. So that makes it a little bit better for only 1, I guess, now to think of it. Because if they get a minion put, if you're playing with someone and they get a minion put on them, you can engage that minion instead. So that's cool. Actually, I can see that use for 1. Yeah, okay. I think I was just overthinking too much and only thinking about the way that minion cannot activate until the end of the phase. But it lets you engage a minion. So it's basically like playing the aggression card that lets you engage minions anyway. So this just, it's already out there and you can just do it twice. So kind of like it. Heart of the Panther, we already saw this one. This is just another copy so that you could throw it into another deck. And yep, just like we figured, because I said we saw it. Here's another Thunderbolt. We have the Extreme Risk Encounter set here. We have Joystick as the Thunderbolt. It is a 1 scheme, 1 attack with some response. 17 hit points. She's got Villainous, so that means gets a boost card when attacking or scheming. Victory, so it goes to the victory pile when you're done. Forced Interrupt, or when she's knocked out. Forced Interrupt, when Joystick activates against you, choose to give her 1 additional boost card for this activation and draw a card. Seems good. I think I would do that one usually. Or give her a tough status card. Yeah, I think I would always do that other one. Well, unless you just don't want to take a lot of damage, because like some of these, you could hit a 4 on someone else. Yep. Energy Truncheon? Energy Truncheon? I know I've seen that word before, just threw me for a loop. Attach the joystick, otherwise attached to the villain. Attached enemies' attacks gain piercing. Hero action, attached enemy attacks you. After this attack, discard this card and draw a card. And then she has +1 attack. Then we get the side scheme. Playing for keeps. Each identity gets +1 hand size. All right, that seems good. What's the bad? Forced interrupt. When an enemy activates, give it 1 boost card for that activation. So she's basically just going to be getting a lot of boost cards. I think also the way she's making you draw, she gives you the plus hand sizes. I think this is also, while that can be a good thing, I think it's also getting through the decks faster. So that's kind of also a bad thing because you're going to have to do more encounters. So kind of a hidden like group hugs type thing. Extreme risk. Treachery. When revealed, find joystick and reveal her. Joystick activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains surge. And then the boost is you may give the activating enemy an additional boost card. If you do, draw 1 card. So yep, we will take this and sleeve it up, put it up against Black Panther, or Black Widow. So it'll be Black Widow versus Black Panther. Encounter sets that's supposed to be with Black Widow will be taken out, and I will make sure to put in joystick and see how this works. See if this deck can just handle Black Widow straight out of the box without any changes. But now, usually when they do this and they have 2 decks that come out together, there's usually, of course, one I look forward to playing more, and then it always typically ends up being the one I wasn't looking forward to. I enjoyed playing more. As of right now, only because I'm an original Black Panther fan, I'm looking forward to playing Black Panther. And then after looking at these, I'm definitely looking forward to playing Black Panther. It just seems like more my play style. But typically when I do that, it ends up being the opposite, and I end up liking the other one. It's just, and here it's hard to make the decision because both of these are just characters I just don't know much about. Hopefully you enjoyed the way I did this with showing you the cards, so you're not seeing with my shaky hands, and just kind of talking about every card, even though it makes it for a longer video. But it lets you see the deck, that way you can see if it's something you want to add to your deck or to your collection or not. Either way, thank you for watching, and have a great day.